Welcome in, everyone. I hope you guys are doing great wherever you're watching from today. We have a very strange situation developing in Venezuela after a mystery explosion rocked an oil refinery. And yet again, remember, we've been talking about false flag attacks. We've been talking about a variety of things that might unfold. We've had warnings that have been put out there. There's been a previous situation where something very, very, very strange went down with their energy grid down in Venezuela. And now we have an explosion that obliterated this oil refinery, this oil infrastructure. So the video is absolutely insane. So we're going to get into exactly what happened, what could be going on. Is this a false flag? Is this a CIA hit? After again, because we just talked about how Trump yet again has the CIA working overtime on Venezuela as the troops are surrounding the country, or was it a complete and total accident? We're going to figure it out. Before we do, as always, please make sure to like and subscribe. Totally free. Cost you guys absolutely nothing at all. Huge, 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 huge boost to the channel. Comment with your thoughts below. What do you think happened? Was this the CIA? Is this a false flag? Was Maduro behind it? Let me know in the comments below. Hit that bell. All notifications turned on. You won't miss a thing. And then right here, Instagram, David_Hookstead, X, D Hookstead. That's where you can find me on social media. My DMs are wide open. If you have any tips or anything you want, please reach out. Send me what you have, or just reach out and say hello, and I'll look into it. Now, let's get into it. We continue to watch the United States continue to turn up the temperature when it comes to the Caribbean crisis, the Venezuelan crisis, whatever you guys want to call it, when it comes to a potential war, military action against Venezuela. The situation continues to get dicier and dicier. We've got the Ford Carrier Strike Group in the region. We have thousands of troops. We now have troops training in Trinidad and Tobago, which is just 6 to 7 miles off the coast of Venezuela. The ghost ship, the JSOC ghost ship, its location is now unknown. That, of course, is carrying what could be a Tier 1 strike team. It was last seen about 80 kilometers away, I believe, from Grenada. So that is all these pieces are coming together. On November 24th, Maduro will officially be declared the leader of a terrorist organization, which puts him well within the rules of engagement to be killed by the United States of America, for the United States government to go in and treat him no differently than they treated UBL, no differently than they treated Baghdadi. So that is a big day. I'm filming this on November 20th. So we are just a few days away from the official terrorist designation going on his head, and then the United States might be able to strike. There has been significant concern about potential false flags, and I'm going to show you here something in a second. But before I do, I'm going to throw this up on the screen. This comes from Reuters. It says, fire hits Petro Sedino. If I'm butchering that pronunciation, let me know in the comments below. Crude project in Venezuela, sources media say. A fire erupted on Wednesday at an oil project in Venezuela's eastern region where the crude upgrader Petro Sedino operates, according to local media and sources from state company PDVSA. Crude upgraders along the Ornosono belt. I'm terrible with these names. I do apologize. Venezuela's main oil-producing region are key to turning the country's extra heavy crude output into exportable grades. An explosion was heard before the fire. So there was an explosion. That's important. So a massive explosion rocks this oil refinery, and then a massive fire breaks out, which was near the upgrader's distillation tower. A worker from the nearby project said the fire could have extended to the naphtha plant, according to another source. Ambulances were heading to the site. We're heading to the site of the incident, a third source said, but no injured people have been reported officially. Workers were being evacuated from the project, according to the local media. PDVSA, which operates the project, did not immediately reply to a request for comment. So we have this mystery explosion at this oil refinery, one of the biggest, most important oil refineries in all of Venezuela. It then goes up in flames, essentially taking the whole thing down in the process. I'm going to show you the footage of it now. So right here, it says huge fire breaks out at Venezuelan oil project. Explosion heard before distillation tower went up in flames. See the refinery on fire right there. pause it right here. Just massive, massive, massive amounts of damage, incredible amounts of damage. And yeah, I mean, look, it's odd to say the least, but the reason this is so strange, I'm going to put this on the screen, is, and we've talked about this at length on this channel. The Venezuelans, the government, not the good people of Venezuela. As I always say, our problem is not with the good people of Venezuela. Our problem is with the government of Venezuela. That is who is the problem. That is who we need to focus on. And we are coming for the neck of the Maduro regime. We are trying to get rid of the dictator in Caracas, not the good people of Venezuela. But we know the dirty, disgusting regime of Nicolas Maduro, and I reported this first on October 12th, is planning false flag attacks. And I believe I was the first one who brought that to the public. I got a very good tip on it, kicked it around. Then on November 15th, Congressman Carlos Gimenez, who is a congressman from Florida who serves on the Armed Services, Homeland Security, and Select Committee on China, tweeted out, "We are following reports that the narco regime of Maduro might be preparing acts of sabotage against key infrastructure in Venezuela, including bridges, tunnels, and refineries, in order to later blame the United States or the Democratic opposition. Although they have not been verified, these allegations align with the desperate tactics of a collapsing dictatorship. The United States will continue to firmly support the Venezuelan people against tyranny, corruption, and any attempt by the regime to manufacture chaos or manipulate the truth for its political survival." So Congressman Gimenez, literally 5 days ago, goes on social media and says they are planning to blow up refineries and then blame America for it. They are planning to blow up bridges and then blame America for it. So the congressman is being crystal clear here with his claims, which I reported first on October 12th. And now those claims have been confirmed, or my reporting has been confirmed by the United States government a little more than a month later. We've had now 2 wild and unexplainable incidents that have occurred in Venezuela. This is the second one. So I'm going to put this up on the screen for you here. So it says 3 electricity transmission towers in Venezuela's Juan Antonio Sotillo municipality, Azatega state, were allegedly attacked and toppled. The country's electric corporations claim it was sabotage. So there was a hit. There was 3 energy transmission towers that were blown up and sabotaged. Well, I don't know if they were blown up. They were sabotaged, taken offline, destroyed, whatever it might be. And the Venezuelan government immediately came out and said, this is sabotage. This is an act of aggression, immediately blamed the United States. So I'm going to read this. I got it translated into English. This was the official release. It says, the National Electric Corporation informs the Venezuelan people that this Saturday, November 15th, the national electric system was the victim of a new criminal act of sabotage that caused the collapse of 3 transmission towers in the municipality of Juan Antonio Sotillo in Anzoátegui state, with the intention of destabilizing an essential public service for the people of eastern Venezuela. In response to this aggression, our workers were immediately deployed to the affected area, following the immediate response protocols established by the national government, led by President Nicolas Maduro. With dedication and commitment, the technical personnel have begun repair work, specifically on the infrastructure that extends to Cerro Badillo in the locality of Azatega, in order to restore electrical service progressively and safely to the communities. This sabotage highlights the harshness of an unconventional war that threatens the well-being of our people. Nevertheless, Venezuela continues to reaffirm firmly and unequivocally their conviction to remain free, independent, and advancing along their own path. We urge the Venezuelan people to maintain confidence, assured that the dedication, commitment, and patriotic awareness of our workers will guarantee continuity and efficiency of the services that the Venezuelan deserves. So that was the statement that was released after the electric transmission towers were taken down. I think they said collapsed, whatever it might be. So we now have a second incident. I'm going to pull this off the screen. We now have a second incident that has occurred that really cannot be explained. We know that a massive explosion, a mystery explosion, rocked this oil refinery, causing it to be destroyed. You see the massive fireball in the video. And what was it? Was it CIA? Was it the Venezuelan government? Was it an actual legitimate accident? My opinion, because I don't know the answer, my opinion is it would not have been the CIA. Why would we want to blow up Venezuela's oil? The goal is to get Maduro to flee and put in a government that's not crazy, not evil, that is friendly to the United States. And that new government is going to need its resources in order to rebuild the country, rebuild the infrastructure. The last thing we want to do is blow up their refineries. Is it possible Maduro did it? Well, anything's possible when it comes to that guy. Maduro would, without hesitation, kill his own people if it kept him in power. Yeah, I know he's out there singing John Lennon songs and everyone thinks he's awesome in the media. He is a scumbag. He's a dirtbag who will do anything to remain in power. So we cannot rule out that he might have done it as well. And it also could have been a legitimate accident. The timing would be very odd because we are being warned by the U.S. government about false flags. And we just had the attack on the electrical grid, which they are blaming the United States for. Highly unlikely the CIA had anything to do with that. And now we have this massive explosion that rocked this oil refinery. And it's going to be very interesting to see if we ever get a true answer of what occurred here. My guess would be it was either Maduro himself or it was a legitimate accident. However, even in countries like Venezuela, oil refineries have multiple redundancies to limit and mitigate the risk that is put out there. A big explosion, and then all of a sudden a massive fire takes this oil refinery down. It's interesting at a minimum. That much I am absolutely willing to say. But that's what we know now. We know a mystery explosion rocked Venezuela, rocked this oil refinery, destroyed it. And now we do not have any concrete answers past that. What's interesting this time around is, as of me filming this video on November 20th, the Venezuelans have not blamed America formally yet. When the power grid was hit, people in the government wasted no time in blaming America. So that is interesting. That's a little bit interesting. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. Who do you think is responsible for this massive explosion in Venezuela, this mystery explosion? Let me know in the comments below. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Totally free. Cost you guys absolutely nothing at all. Huge, huge, huge boost to the channel. Hit that bell. All notifications turned on. You won't miss a thing. And then right here, Instagram, David_Hookstead, X, D Hookstead. That's where you can find me on social media. My DMs are wide open. Reach out with anything you have. I'll see you all next time.